Hi there. Thanks for joining me today. It, um, it has been quite some time that we have been uh, having some sessions. So this one, it's an interesting module. It's project module. We are all doing some kind of project. Most of the companies that we are working with are having some kind of projects, and ERPNext has a very decent module for the project, and we have customized it for the Gulf countries. And the screen that you are seeing is the one we customize for the Gulf countries. But generally, this session that we will cover most of the ERP Next features along with the customization that we have done. This one, okay. When I say project module, it's one of the. I mean, if after HR module, I mean, if you can say the most difficult one is HR module, then maybe the sales and purchase, then maybe the project module. So it's like the issue is it's having lot of factors. I mean, it's a project. I'll just go to project mode. Before going to the details, we will discuss a little bit concept. To discuss that concept, I'll just go to, I mean, what kind of projects that we are dealing normally with our customers. That's the it's one of the most common is the construction and infrastructure. Actually, I'll take the project type here. Project type. Okay. What are the project types normally we deal? One, the most one. Mostly we are dealing construction and infrastructure. Then software projects, that the one ERP Next implementation or software cloud infrastructure building, that we are building cloud infrastructure nowadays for the companies or the data centers and all. Then there is health and infrastructure, retail store implementation, and you are actually building a supermarket or something. Then there is marketing and advertisement. I mean, there are there are many type of projects that uh, that we have been, I mean, our clients has been doing, and we have been customizing for them mostly. So this is all based on the module that ERP Next provided as a standard one with the framework with ERP Next. It's provided the project modules, right? So in this project module, so when we are saying that we are dealing a project, any type of project, like we'll take example. Let's say a construction activity. So when you're doing it, so it will be having many tasks, because the project itself. Let's say if you are doing a project, if you are constructing, let's say, a bridge, you need to have survey survey itself. It's, you can say, it's, there will be the construction. Let's say this is a project. So there will be many tasks under the project. Okay, like tasks like survey, building foundation, or check soil or something. I have it here. I'll just say for the project. I'll take a project template from here. The okay, the project type. I'll take a project template. It's a little bit starting trouble we have, so I will just try to go. Okay, so when we are having, this is okay. I'll tell you. There's a template. So there is, when we are building a bridge, so you need to do preliminary survey, soil analysis. That's one of the first thing that you are doing. Then pile foundation, a pile, I mean, that pile construction, I mean, the basement that we, before a building, you are piling the soil, or I mean the ground. Then there is concrete. I mean, you build the concrete frame and the slab and drainage works. then finally you will do the quality check or something like that. These are the things that you do as a project. So this is one example, because the bridge, when you are saying that you are going to build a bridge, that's, I mean, it has so many components, and each of these tasks will have several tasks, and this will be the task itself. I'll come back and explain on the how do we are setting up the task and everything. So it can be a group, and a group means under each task there are multiple tasks, because it's a very complicated. I'll show some figure. One of my client gave me. I'll just so a process of a project that I got. It has kind of this complicated. You can see it here. The so many process dependencies, timelines, etc. So it's some projects having so many components. Some projects may not be, the components maybe that is not that complicated. Then I'll say, so this I told you there are multiple kind of project types. Let's say project types. So in this project type, for example, if we are building a cloud infrastructure, so we need something like a project template. Project, I take a template. Okay, I'll tell you how why we are having a template. Let's just so here. So when we are having a cloud infra in ERPNext implemented, let's say. So this is unlike bridge. It has different kind of task. One is business process mapping, how the business runs, and the module configuration, which are the modules they need, like accounts, payroll, HR, projects, etc. There will be data migration and validation. There will be user training, and there will be like after the project implementation, there will be uh, a contract maybe for 1 year or something, so that you will need to attend that for next 1 year, and there will be a renewal also. So this it's a software implementation. There is some tower you are building. Sometimes you are building a retail store or something. I didn't put the data there, but this is, you can see it here. You can see here this project templates. Okay, so in the project module, this is one of the thing is, why you having a project template, because mostly the companies do similar projects. Okay, it's like our company doing ERPNext implementation, or we are building data center, or we have cloud infrastructure or something. These are the things. We don't build a bridge or a road, or we don't make a supermarket or something. But if a company's construction, they are doing construction activities, they will be doing mostly building a road or a bridge or a building or something like that. So if you have created a template of it, and all your type, for example, you are building a road construction, your construction, okay, and that is infra project. So, and you put all the task inside that of, and not only task, there are BOM, BOQ, man hour, and transportation. There are so many components that you will define it here, task and subtask and all other things. So once you define it here, so next time when you are having a new project, because projects keeps coming, so when you have a new project, you just take this template and create it. For example, you are building another bridge, you just go to that template and create it. So it will be like when you have a project, you want to create a new project, so you just create it from the template. So that is, so you will define it which is the template, and then you will create it. Only thing is you are bridging, creating a new bridge between where some hills or something like that. Okay, so you will just define the project, and then you will give the details of that bridge, but the template will be same, the task will be same. Of course, you can change the task and the date and the priorities, etc., etc., but keeping a template, this is and keeping template has one more advantage, that when you are bidding, when you are tendering for the other projects, so you can use this. Your costing and estimation teams can use the same project template the future, when you are building quoting for other projects. Having said that, so on the project template, then let's go to here on the projects, actual projects. So this is, there are projects. Okay, you in the main tabs, I will come back to each of them. So basically you have tasks, I mean, not first it will be project, and under project there will be tasks, under task there will be timesheet, then I mean dashboard is okay, then project management, then there are support and issues, because on each one I'll show you that, and then time. Okay, so it is like, okay, so there is dashboard. This dashboard, I don't have much project in this demonstration screen. So what I do, uh, okay, here in the projects, we can create a project with a template. I told you. So I have created a project here, a skyspan bridge development. Okay, you are starting a bridge. Okay, bridge construction. When you're having a bridge construction, before going that, I will say there is, the projects normally start with a contract or a, okay, when you start a project, you will get a sales order or a contract from the owner of that project. So how you do that generally, you will create a sales order, because the payment, because there is a payment issue. I mean, they will decide payment. Okay, 20% advance, like 30% after after foundation. Okay, then like remaining 20% after completion. Okay, uh, and how much is done? 30, 70, then 20% after approval. Okay, after testing and approval. Then there is normally in this part of the world there is a 10% holding until till 1 year or something. So there will be a contract like this. So you need to issue invoices on each of the stage, so there is, for that you need to create a sales order with all these conditions. So then either automatically or manually you need to complete all this stuff. So generally when you are creating a project, you will just make a sales order. I mean, this is the first step you do. So you have a customer, let's say a customer 01 or something, then there is a purchase order and you will create it here. There is a something like your project name. Okay, on the you will create a project like bridge construction or something, create new item. So this is your project. I'll just come back to the project, Skype and bridge development. So it's the project. So on the item groups, I will just put project, projects. So because I put separate item group for that, because when you are taking the reports, it should not be mixed. That's why I put it like that. So create a new item, projects. The projects, you add it here and you put it like this. There will be a delivery date. I mean, it's not that easy, like I am saying, obviously, but let's say the project finishing date is 2026. It's 1 year project, and you will put an amount of a huge amount. Uh, okay. So this, once you create it, there is a there are terms and conditions. Okay, there are so many templates that you can create. So I will put it like the payment schedule. Just let's say I put it here. Once uh, the design completion is done, let's say I put it 1 month, the invoice portion 10. Okay, and I put the then foundation or something, foundation. At the time, once you finish the foundation, that let's say next February, okay, and you give 30% of the invoice, then after the completion you give the remaining amount. So 10 plus 30, this is 40. So now it's now we need to add 10 plus 30, 40, 40 plus 40, 80. So now we'll say create a new payment term, like this can be, there are so many options of that. uh, Inspection and auditing, something like that. Auditing after 1 year or something. So you just give it like this. So here 10. So you set up the payment, a payment schedule for that. But it's how much? It's 10, 30, 40 plus 40. Okay, I'll just put here 20. So this is the payment term. Row with duplicate days. Okay, so here it should be 2026. Okay. Okay, so you have a sales order with the terms that is at the time of 20%, and this is at the time of that you're starting. So the percentage of completion, there are salesman commission and the sales team and all of this. It's part of the sales. Okay, I'm not going to that because we have several demonstration on how we deal the sale, the person commission, and all of these things. But right now, okay, so this one, so when you are doing it, you can, when you start the project, you have a contract that is saying, okay, this much percentage advance you are getting, so you will just put it here. You can either put a partial invoice or put an say advance sales invoice. So this one, what you do, either you at the, I mean, the word itself suggests what you need to do. So the payment terms, So the advance payment or the design foundation completion or all of that, you can just make a payment or you can make an advance something. Okay, so I'll just make here at the time of design. So our design is not complete, but so this one, okay, I didn't submit this. I submitted this. Okay, now I create a partial invoice. This is, I'm just explaining the concept because I don't want to go through the invoicing process. Our just I'm saying that this is the way. So here, the quantity, when you are making a invoice, it will come here like this project 0.2%. It's actually it's 20 percentage. So they are putting it like that, and the sales and taxes and charges you will put. By the way, we have the e-invoicing for this also, because in Saudi Arabia and in Dubai and in very soon there will be invoicing in Qatar and Kuwait, other countries also. So we have e-invoicing modules. So in fact, we are the one providing e-invoicing module for all other partners in the Gulf. So for the ERPNext. So we have the taxes and all, and we will do the e-invoicing also. Then you submit the invoice as a partial payment. There are a lot of data to fill here, so I'm just not doing that. I'll just so tax rate, it's 15% now in Saudi Arabia, so I'll just put it like that. These are all automated. You don't need to do anything, but I'll just basically this is the invoicing. So once you are doing the invoice, and once you get the payment and other information that you will fill it out here. So this is what you do. Now now I'll go back to our original thing, that is the project, because when I was doing that, so here when you start doing the project, so you have created a sales order, you have the invoices, and you have delivery note is not that particularly important in this case. So but I'm just giving you that. And at the time of receiving the project, you will get a lot of documents also. So even before starting, so you can do that. There is a project documentation, there are tender documents, and you can add the document like invoice, I mean partial, advance payment, receipt, etc., so that you can add it here. So you can add it from your computer. um, some files will just upload, and who's the user that's uploading, and the uploaded date, etc. So this is the project document template, and here, so that's the part of project document. Okay, before proceeding that, I would just say the projects we don't consider as an all, because of big projects like construction of bridge or road or something, it has us, we split it as so many tasks. So inside that task there will be documents. So if you go to a task, I'll come to the task, but if you go to the task, there will be multiple documentation. So on each task there is documentation and attachment, because most of the time what happens, your engineering team is not related to something like auditing team or something like delivery team, or I mean many teams. So you don't want every document to be mixed with the all projects documentation. So you can put it here, and it all of that will can be displayed separately for the supervisors and the managers. That's how it works. Now, on the on this, that's a sales order request. I will come back to other form. So now the task. So as I told you, we have many many tasks that we need to have before completing a project, and there is, I mean, dependencies and all. Uh, let's go into the detail of that. So there are the tasks that I show you here. It's like the quality. The first one that we discussed, the preliminary survey and the soil analysis of the site, the construction site, then pile foundation, and it's like concrete and this one. So there are many, and I'll go into detail of one task and explain how we define the tasks. So first of all, if you go to task here, you can there are multiple view for everything, for project task and everything. There are multiple view. That is one report view, dashboard view. Report view will be like if you want to generate report and you use some filters to analyze. That's for the report view. The dashboard view will be like you can customize the dashboard. I'm not going there now. And then you have Gantt view, that will say, because we are defining, so it's like which of the project that's starting and ending, and I'll show that. I'll come back to that in detail. And the Kanban view, that we can define what are the columns need to be displayed, status or priority or whatever. So I'll just put it like this. This is the view. You can have this view. So you can add the tasks, and then you can make it like, of course, you can just drag it from here, something something here, and then move it to here, then move it to here, and then overdue. This kind of things that you can do it here on the project. So this is that view. Then then there's a calendar view on which month we are starting. So it can be daily and it can be monthly, and of course it's a calendar view. And then it's a tree view. I'll give you the example of tree view, because we will go back to list, and then and we will come back to that views first. So this is we created it there, so I'll just delete it for that moment. And here, the preliminary survey, let's say there are multiple columns here. I'll come to bill of quantity and document attached, but there are multiple parameters that you will. One of the most important thing, whether it's a group or not, it's if it's a group, what happens? One task itself will have multiple tasks. It's like you are doing a survey as a task, but inside the survey you have different areas that you need surveys. So it's like one area, it's a one total area you need to survey. So you are asking different group of people to survey. If it's a big site, this particular area for this one, it's like that. So it's like, so if you are creating multiple tasks, you group it a survey and under mini survey. If it's template, you can use it. As I told you in the beginning, it can be used for other projects. And then on the timeline, you will put the timeline. So it's a start date, it's the end date, and expected time also, and the progress. So this progress is actually, when you say you have defining tasks, and this is 10%, this is 20%, and this take this is the major work, it has 15%, 50% or something. So when you are the the progress that you are defining here will be defined as the part of total projects, because when you say, if it's 50 here for survey, that means once the survey is finished, then it will be like 50% of the product finished. And there is another option for that. I'll just come back to here on the project and I will show you, uh, because on the project itself, there is something called percentage of completion method. Okay, so this one is percentage of completion method is either you can define the percentage, I mean how many percentage completed, or it can be each task will bring how much percentage is completed. There is a very good documentation here. ERPNext project management. So this is we have the guide here. So it will give the, it gives the full details. I mean, it's a very well documented project, and it's available on internet, so you don't need to depend on some special trainer or something. You can just use it. Here it will explain each of this part. So I'm there are something, if it's not clear something here, you can either contact us or you can refer the document. So I'll just show you because it just came to my mind. So here, manual and task progress, task completion, and wait. So there are multiple methods. Task completion means each task completed, it will add as a wait. Or and task progress, because if there is a certain percentage of the task completed, it will ask as a total project. And there is something called weight of the, how to calculate total. I mean, it's a mechanism that you measure the, uh, completion of the project. So this is how it works. So I'll just come back to the original screen that we were discussing. At the timeline that we will make it like expected end date and start date, and you will put some notes here, what to do, what not to do. Okay, and this is one important thing, that is dependencies. So if you define a dependency here, for example, you are defining file foundation. Okay, so file foundation depending on the survey. So if when you are doing it here, file foundation, you will define if you define it dependency as a survey. So what happens if the survey is not complete, this file foundation cannot start. It it will not allow it to start. So that is the, um, that's the way it say. Okay, so this is the dependency. So I'm not adding any dependencies there, but that's the way. And the costing, I'll explain you something here. This is okay. Again, we discussed the document attachment, because not only for the project, for each task there will be documentation. You can document it here, and there will be bill of quantity, and there is bill of material. So because the bill of quantity, you can define it here. What are the items that is concrete admixture, how many turns you need it, like, turn or something. So you will put it here at the rate. Then you will put, so I put some junk things here. So we will put 300 turn or something, meters. So you will put here this type of calculations as a bill of quantity for each task. Why we are putting it on each task? Because if you are in a big project, the task itself have its own budgeting, because you need not mix it, because there will be different sites engineers and site supervisors and all. So you don't mix it. So keep it the same, uh, keep it separate for each task, same like each document, because the task may be huge, and use this bill of quantity to make the costing of that task. Okay, then when you come back to, okay, there will be bill of material also. I will explain you that how it works. Then when you are doing that project, there will be, depends on the completion of the costing, there will be that costing. So all that task cost will be added to the project cost. So that's how it will work. So here, when you created each task, there is a cost and associated cost, etc. You just update the costing and billing here, then it will come as a project cost itself. So the costing is uh, it's like a module wise. You can see it here. uh, I mean, the billable total billable amount. I mean, this side you can see the estimated total costing amount, total expense claim. When I'm talking about this part, margin and gross margin and the other project details, I'll I'll tell you something. On this is it's a comprehensive, complete package. So when you are making a invoice, for example, for this project you are buying something. For example, you are buying steel for the project. So when you are buying steel for the project, what you will do, you just this for this customer. I mean, whoever you are buying steel or some. This is sales invoice. Oh, sorry, you are. I just you on the purchase invoice. I confused and put it on sales invoice. So you are purchasing from a supplier certain things like steel or concrete or something. So when you are buying this, there will be, when you are buying it, again we have e-invoicing and everything for this taxes and all. So here when you are doing it, what you can do here on the accounting dimension, you can have cost center and project. So cost center, of course, you know how to define cost centers, because it can be branch wise or uh, company wise or different project wise or whatever. But here we have something called project. So this project, when you are buying something to the project, you can put it this as project. So whatever you are, I mean, every transaction has this ability. So this is a purchase invoice. Let's say I'm taking a stock entry, or you are getting some stock, you are doing a scrap or something. So even at that time you will have um, a dimension called project. So whenever you are doing, I mean, this is accounting basically, but I'm just explaining you whatever you are doing. This is when you are scrapping something. So one machine damaged and you are scrapping that machine, or there are some material, or you are taking something from the store or anything. You will just enter at the time of entering each item. You can define this belongs to which project. And not only that, on the JVs, because you will create a lot of JVs and this one. So when you are creating JVs also, you have this when you're creating JVs, accounting dimension, again you can define it here of this belongs to which project. So a JV or a stock entry or a purchase or sales or anything that you can define as part of a particular project. So what happens at that time? So when you are taking any financial statement, let's say you are taking a balance sheet or profit and loss statement, all the statement basically, you can put it here, the project name. So if you put it the project name, it will tell you how much. Okay, I'll show you the expense also, and the profit, the profit of the project, particularly, not for the company project, for the project. I mean, as an accounting itself. On the project also you can see, as an accounting also you can see that how the project is managed. It's an accounting perspective, because it's combined accounting projects and everything is combined, so you can use it. So here on the balance sheet also, you will see on the project what is the balance now, I mean, all the financial statements are there. So cash flow, I mean, everything. So I'm not explaining because most of you know this how this accounting things work. So I'm just skipping that. But what I'm saying is anything because any you see I created one purchase invoice. So that purchase invoice, if it's belong to here, it will come here. See it here. So I'm just if I am just refreshing this project, if I so you can see this purchase invoice is here. So if there is a there are normally hundreds of purchase invoices will be there on each project. So it will come here. It will come as a inside the project. So you don't need to go to purchase invoice and take a report for that. You can see all the purchase invoices and the purchase receipts, purchase orders, anything related to this project. Okay, issue and I'll come that. There are material requests for this. So this material request screen, there is one thing I want to tell you. So the material request, you can make a material, the project site officer can make material request. So through his own administration window. So it will be like they have a screen, there's a separate screen, and we have mobile app also. Let me try to find. We have a mobile app. So here we have mobile app. There is attendance. So the employee attendance, because the most of the people they go to the site directly. They don't come to office for check-in or checkout. So they can use their Android or iPhone mobile. We have an app. So inside this app, we define the employees, and the same app has the expense and the material request and everything. So they can use the mobile to do this task. I just because if you want, I can send the video of that later. But I just show you that because the thing is, if it's if there is an employee, if you are defining an employee want to check in, there is an employee you want to. So any employee you want to test it here, you can send the scan code, and basically what they will do, they will just you define the employee database where exactly on which project site this particular employee is working. So you put that location here. So then using and you will put a radius here. So how many meters surrounding that you can they can actually report. So the the employee on the mobile app, if they come on the site, they can use the check-in button in their mobile app, and they can report that. Why I'm saying this, because and they can make expense claim in the same mobile app. They can make material request on the same mobile app. So this is how the mobile app works. In this case, we have and some companies they did equipment collection and stock entry, etc. On the same thing. So we have that mobile app, but there is on the project. Why I'm saying that, in the task itself there is timesheet. Okay, so when you are costing, when you are doing the costing of the project, what happens, you need sometimes you have your own employees, sometimes you hire other employees. So you need to have, you will put activity types. It's like you bought a consultant for planning this activity, and he worked there 10 hours or something. Then if it's billable, you put billable because the guy will bill you if it's an external consultant or something. But if you're internal employee also, there will be, okay. Then you will, I mean, this is the per hour rate, I mean, how many hours and billing rate. This can be predefined, but I'm just putting it here manually. And the costing rate or something, okay. Then you put it here. You can even put a timer here, but I am not using that because that's we are using from the mobile app. We are just doing that. So if you put this timeline for a project, what happens? You will get a report of timesheet. You will get the employees who are the one working on there, etc. And you will get total billable through timesheet. So how much you have to pay for the consultant, or how much you have to pay the labor for this particular project, your own staff also, but labor also. So you get the check-in. Actually, you can see it here, check-in and check-out screens. So it will have employee check-in. I don't have anything here, so but I'll show you that. So employee check-in and check-out, you have all the details here. We just put some dumb records there, but that's how you will get all the check-in and check-out details of this particular task, and these invoices will come to the original project. And so sometimes there is BOM also. The thing is, if you are doing a concrete work on a project site, most of the companies here, they are making concrete. I mean, they are manufacturing concrete mix actually. So they are buying cement and cement, metal, everything, and then they are producing that. So this project actually, it's actually part of manufacturing, but still, the ERPNext has a complete manufacturing module. That's also coming with that. So what happens? We have a BOM here, okay, and on the BOM we have a concrete mixture. So when you in the same project, when you are bridging a bridge, even it's a project, so you can manufacture concrete mix, then use it. So for that we have the raw materials and costing, and there is a complete manufacturing process that you can do it here. This is totally different, not in today's topic, but we have other video. I'll put it on the link, on the description. You can watch it. It has all the routing for the production. So it'll just for the on the there is a BOM creator, there is a BOM, bill of material, BOM creator. You can do that. Then you can do the production planning and work order and job card, plant floor, BOM stock report, production planning report, all these things, and even forecasting how much materials you need it and in the future, or meanwhile running. So this manufacturing module is part of the total package. So you will get that also. So this is I just came here. I just want to explain because many of our clients, they just ask how we produce something. Sometimes it's not just in the road or concrete or something. In the mechanical engineering project also, they are making something. So that is. So we'll go back to the project. I'm all over. I'm sorry. So that is, there is other things. Then we will do the task. We just went to the task, and all the tasks will be listed here. So here, when you are defining the task, you put the timeline. It can be overlapping because there is a project setting. When you are doing the project settings, you can say whether you can overlap workstation overlap and this the kind of things, whether you can, it's allowed or not. So when you're defining a task, if it's dependent or if it's overlapping, it will stop, it will throw a blocker at that time. And there is expense claim. I explained to you, employees can, because mostly on the supervisor there on the site, or from any employees, they have our mobile app, they can raise an expense claim. That is, they take food or something and then just put it up for the same project, and put the project name, because this kind of our product development, they can put it there. And there is an approver, there's an approval process. So for each employee, there should be an approver. That's approver. Let's check it here. Expense approver. So this expense approver has to, there can be multiple approver. They have to approve this expense claim. Okay, and once we submit it, this expense will be part of the project expense. So they can make the expense claim from there, and the invoices, of course. And whenever there is a part complete, because I told you in the beginning there is, after 30% after foundation to, I mean, this kind of details. Whenever there is a part complete, they can just invoice it, or it will be automatically invoiced. You can decide which way you want. And I explained you what is bill of material and material request, because mostly site supervisors or someone, they can make a material request through the mobile app also, and then they can, you just, there is an approver, they will just approve it. So it is like, whenever, when it's required and all, so you can take a report from the office, and make it. So this is, and the stock entry against the store, delivery note and manufacturer, because if it's a workflow or work order, you can make a work order, because sometimes on the site they need some extra concrete in the coming week, so they can make a work order for the production item to manufacture. So they will put it concrete, this much concrete I need, so they will put for this project, they need this much concrete, and this is the item that required. So I don't know. So this is, we, so here we will put a work order and configuration and the operation, and this is the operation, because, oh, okay, on the work order, what are the operations? That mixing, transportation, because there is these things are involved: transportation, pouring and compaction, curing and finishing. This on the concrete, there are many multiple provisions are there. So here you can put work order and purchase receipt. So these things are there, and then finally you will have uses. Okay, here you can define who is involved in the project, and for the project you can have a portal that these users can access. For example, if they are inside a particular task, they can use that task, and otherwise like that. And starting and end date, I told you already, and costing and budgeting margin, this all will be calculated. So on the project side, I have explained most of the things. So task I explained, timesheet I explained, issue. Okay. So there is a support. There is an issue in the tunnel, water clogging, something like that. So you can make an issue. I mean, you can create an issue, and you can put the priority, a priority high, and which customer is the making a issue type. So you can make an issue type, and all you can put, there is water clogging, there is water clogging inside the tunnel. Okay, and once they are getting the response, it will be shown here. So it's like a support ticket basically. It's the module that you support. So when it's okay, so there is, when if you they will see, once you are looking into that, they will see there is an issue in the project, and there is project update. So whenever there is an update from the supervisor or anybody working on the project, they will make an update of the projects that these are, there is an update. So the management, they will know that there is, these are the update. From the users, that they have done something that's very special or out of the scope or something like that, they're planning to use, or they're doing it. The purchase orders are basically that in the project, if you need something to purchase, you make a purchase order, and the purchase receipts comes. BOM, I explained, that is bill of material. If you want to make a concrete, you need cement and metal, etc. And the stock entry, once the because most of the sites, they have a store. So inside the store, whenever the materials arrives, you make a stock entry. So there will be inventory will be perfect whenever you are taking something from the store, or entering something from the store. If you make an actual entry here against this project, so the inventory part will be perfect in this case. So this is, and for the often the tools and materials also, you need to make an entry for that. We have under screen for that. And the manufacturing work order, I already explained, and the delivery on sales claims, and the claims, expense claims, I explain you. So this details will come whenever you are making it. And finally, here you have the project, a comprehensive view of how this project is going on, which part is complete, which part is overlapping, which part is delayed, and each of that will be in the details. If you click on that, this is 20% of the stuff, and it will go into the details of that. So it's a very comprehensive view, and you will get, as earlier I explained you, it's if you have multiple tasks under a group, it will display as a group. I don't have a group here to show you, but let me see. For the other, no, I don't have it. Yeah, but basically the concept is, if you have tasks under tasks, subtasks, it will show like that. So it's collapse, so it will be like a tree, like in our chart of account. So it will be like a tree. So if you have multiple tasks under task, again task, so it will be like a tree. It will come out. So most of the big projects, they have this tree for the tasks. Okay, so I'll come back to the project again. So, and this timesheet projects billing summary. So whichever the billing that you made against this project, I didn't make a billing, and that details, and the dashboard for the project. It's a very much customizable. So we customize for each management. So they make average completion, total task, this and that kind of details, and we make big dashboards generally. And learn project management is actually the documentation that I told you, that we have um, full. It's available on internet. It's you can learn it yourself. We have certification also for this. So then the project type, this project update, activity type, costing, daily timesheet. You have the timesheet, project is clocking, billing, and there are reports. Uh, okay, there are many reports that you can get it. Generally, we customize the report. for each. So there are reports. So let's take it. Reports of there are many type of reports. So what we do, we customize the reports generally for each customers, and they can just export it or some Excel sheet or something. I mean, they can print or reports, and there are notifications for this project module. That notification, so whenever there is a task, there is an issue raised or something happens in certain project. So if somebody issue is if there is an issue, or if there is something like a task completion, or any of this comes, so you will receive a message on email or Slack or SMS or WhatsApp or whatever. So we have special modules for WhatsApp in most of the Gulf countries. So you can we will use WhatsApp messaging notification for or send email. So if there is an issue, if there is a delay, or we calculate like that. So that is and let's close this because we have support module. So this pretty much the module, and there's a lot of customization that we are doing for the client. So um, in case if you need some clarification or details, you can send email to support@erpgulf.com, uh, or you can visit our websites and register your I mean query or the complaint or whatever. So you just send a mail to here, or on our website you can see our contact details, the phone and everything. So right now, I think we will come back with a module for manufacturing again, considering how to integrate with the projects. We'll come back and we will update you once we release that video. And thank you. Thanks for joining today. I appreciate that. And for any clarification or something, as I told you, send mail to support@erpgulf.com. Thank you. Thanks for joining.